Okay, so we're still talking about sequences. We know the formula for a sequence, a sub n. For example, you could have the sequence a sub n is equal to 3n squared minus 4. Another way you can write a sequence or represent a sequence is using a recursive formula. And this is just where the nth term in a sequence, so that the nth term is a function of one or more of the preceding terms, of the terms preceding a sub n. So here's an example of a recursive formula. You would say you first need to specify one or more of the initial terms. So a sub 1 is equal to 4 with a sub n is equal to 2 a n minus 1 plus 1. Okay, so the nth term in the sequence is 2 times the term before this term plus 1. But you see how to write a recursive formula, you need to give an initial term. Like here, you technically for any sequence you need to specify, like this. I need to say, okay, so n is greater than or equal to 1, let's say, or 0, or maybe I'll say it goes from negative infinity to infinity. Here, I can't just if I left out a1 is equal to 4 and I just said that n is greater than or equal to 1, there's still information missing, because I can't just plug in. So a sub 1 is, or okay, a sub 3 is 2 times a sub 2 plus 1. I'm missing information, you see. Here, this is all I need, because now I can plug in n is greater than or equal to 1 and get the term. So you might be thinking, well, what's the point of the recursive formula? Why the added terms, the added definitions, more complication? Well, it just depends on the application. So let's say in real life you're working as an engineer at a plant or any situation, and you're measuring some data point of product coming off the line, some measurement or some dimension or weight or something for every single product, and you're finding a pattern. Each number that's a sequence, and you're finding a pattern in that sequence. And whenever you look at it in more detail, it might be more enlightening, cleaner, easier to analyze if you represent that sequence recursively. For example, the Fibonacci sequence. Okay, this is given by, you first need to know that a1 is equal to 1, a2 is equal to 1, and then a sub n is equal to a sub n minus 2 plus a sub n minus 1. So recursive formula, again, can be, the a sub n can be a function of one or more of the preceding terms. You could even use a sub n minus 3 if you want, a sub n minus 4. Okay, you could write this sequence out and put it into this form, the general form, but you might get just a messy formula that doesn't really, it doesn't seem to have any meaning. But this you can clearly understand, right? This has meaning to it. This is more presentable, okay? So a recursive formula, it's a formula for a sequence. It defines the nth term of the sequence. So it's a formula for a sub n, but as a function of one or more of the terms, the preceding terms from a sub n. Whereas the general formula is just a function of n. Okay, and we might work problems on how you can take an a sub n and convert it to a recursive formula, and we might do that in another video. But just to show you real quick, let's convert this to a recursive formula. So this is a sub n. So we say a sub n minus 1. Now just substitute n for n minus 1. Okay, so now what you want to do is expand this out and then try and separate a sub n from what you expand. So, okay, we have n minus 1. Okay. So n squared minus 2n plus 1. Okay. distribute the 3. Okay. Okay, so now we want to see if an a sub n is contained within this. So we've got 3n squared minus 4. We have a 3n squared. Let's do this. So let's say 3n squared minus 4. Okay, so there's our a sub n. But now we don't want to change the expression. So minus 6n, and to get a minus 1, we would say plus 3, right? So now if you added the minus 4 and 3, you would get this again. So now we can say this 3n squared minus 4 is a sub n. Okay? So now just put it in this form here. So like bring the 6n plus 3 to the side of the a of a sub n minus 1. So we've got a sub n is equal to a sub n minus 1 plus 6n minus 3. Okay? But again, we need, for a recursive formula, we need to specify a term, at least one term, or however many terms. If we had an a sub n minus 2, we need to specify 2 terms. So what is the first term of this? A sub 1. So 3 times 1 minus 4. So with a sub 1 is equal to minus 1.